Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best places to eat in Zanzibar. And I've been in Zanzibar a lot of times. Like I've been in Zanzibar so many times that I feel like I can give quite a good number of recommendations because I've tried all these places, and these are the best places that I sort of like love and enjoy, and I try to go sort of like eat there every time I'm in Stone Town because they're just the best. So the first place I would recommend to eat in Stone Town is Karafu Cafe, and this cafe is just so lovely. Like from the way it looks, the aesthetics, everything. Like it feels like you're walking into a museum. That's the first thing that sort of excites me so much about this place. It feels so much like a museum. The way it's designed, the way it's sort of like chic. I mean, it has the best ambience that you'd want for yourself. I mean, like you should go and try it, guys. So Karaf Cafe, apart from the ambience and the fact that it feels a lot like a cute museum, the food is also quite very tasty. Like I've always enjoyed the food when I ate there. And also this is very much personal, but I also like how they use like these tiny utensils. Like I love tiny stuff. So like I love the utensils a lot because they're sort of like very unique, and that sort of like gets me every time because I'm like, oh, I love this uniqueness that they sort of like provide because I don't know, like I really appreciate businesses that sort of like go an extra mile, sort of like differentiate themselves from the cloud. And this is why Karaf Cafe is getting the first spot. A bonus point for Karaf Cafe, actually, they also have the best coffee. Like I love their iced coffee. It's my go-to, like almost every time. So try that as well. The second best place to eat in Stone Town is a place called Ioyam. I love how colorful this place is. And something else that sort of like stood up for me about Ioyam is that how they sort of like treat food as an artwork. Like the food is interesting to look at. And on top of that, it's very, very delicious. Like I like how they treat food like art because I feel like that's the essence of good food. Like good food is supposed to be like an artwork in a way. And I feel like Yo-Yum sort of like nails this to the pin because they're doing so good at it. Like the food is tasty, but it also it's so pleasing for the eyes to look at. And the place is very vibrant because it's very colorful. It's very lovely to see and to just chill there and sit and eat. I mean, I feel like the way everything is kept together, it just makes the whole experience wholesome because the place is beautiful, it's nice to look at, the food is amazing. So like everything just adds up, but they're also sort of like a place for kids and situations like those. So it sort of like considers everyone, and everyone sort of like have get to have what they're looking for at that place. So be sure to try Yoya whenever you're in Stone Town. The third best place to eat in Zanzibar is Beach House, and I love Beach House because I don't know. I just love beach house because their food is tasty, obviously. Like the food is tasty. But also I love beach house because of the ambience. Like it always has this lovely ambience, and yeah. So about beach house, one thing I sort of like about me is how first they have like the lower and the upper section. And I know the lower section is a bit more common, like most people tend to sort of like go there and just chill by the lower section. But I think the tip from me would be if you go to beach house, especially if you go there for sort of like an early dinner, try to go and sit at the upstairs. Oh my god, it has the best views. Like I know the downstairs also has like the best beach views, but if you see those views from like the upper deck, even more amazing. Like I remember the last time I went. So I've always been going to beach house, but I've always been going sort of like chill at the lower deck where like almost everyone chills there. But the last time I went to beach house, the lower deck was full. Like there are a lot of people, and the place was sort of like jammed. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want to go eat anywhere else. I was so in a like beach house mood. So I approached their manager. I'm like, oh, sorry, can I get like any other place? And like, actually, you could go sit upstairs. Like, I've always known about the upstairs, but I've never like tried to go and have dinner there. So this time I was like, okay, I don't have any option. Let me go. So I went upstairs and got the views. I was so excited that I did not get a point on the lower deck because the upper deck was everything I wanted and more. So next time you got beach house, be sure to try the upper deck, especially for like early dinner because that's where sort of like the views they get even better and better. Oh, I can't even like put it in words. Like words fail me. The fourth best place to eat in Stone Town is a place called 6 Degrees. And 6 Degrees also they have like two restaurants. They have one at the ground floor of the hotel, and they have one at the rooftop at the hotel. But I also prefer the rooftop as usual. I think I'm just a sucker for rooftops. So yeah, if you got 6 degrees, you should try the rooftop, and it has the best sunset too, especially from that side. And the food is, I would say the food for 6 degrees is okay. Like it's not mind blowing, but it's like it's decent. So it's okay. But also I would recommend 6 degrees for people who sort of like want to sort of to club or sort of like party afterwards. At least on the weekends, starting Friday at 6 degrees, they normally have a DJ playing music. So if you wanna like have an early dinner and then like have that clubbing vibes afterwards, 6 degrees will be like a good decision because you're sort of gonna have like everything there without having to move. And on that note, it's the same for Beach House also. Beach House also has a DJ playing on like Friday night. So if you go to have like an early dinner at Beach House on Friday night, you're also going to be having like that vibe fun afterwards. Number five, I would say the best place to eat in Stone Town is a Japanese restaurant called Masa. So if you're ever looking for like Japanese food and you're in Stone Town, you should really, I would highly recommend you trying Masa because I've tried it once and I did enjoy my food and the selection that I made was nice. Also, the ambience of the place is lively. It's in Shangani, which is sort of like an easily accessible street in Stone Town. So yeah, I think you should try it if you're ever looking for Japanese food in Stone Town. Number six, I would recommend Zenchi Cafe, and this is right by the Forodani Street. And they usually serve from breakfast to dinner. But what I really like about that place is if you go sort of like during like late lunch or sort of like early dinner, where you also get to see the diving guys, the guys that sort of like they usually dive into the sea. They're very common. I feel like you've seen some videos on Instagram about them. So because the cafe is on Forodani and those guys also tend to do the executions at Forodani. So you sort of like get to have a meal with a show going on. So that's what I like about the place so much. But their food is also decent, and every other stuffs that are going up for then you sort of like get to see them. So if you sort of like wanna see the ambience or sort of like the activities that are going on in Forodani during different times of the day, I feel like Zenji Cafe would be like a great place. Sort of like just chill, have a bite or something while you also just like looking around, taking in all of that Forodani jam. I'd love to hear from others, like what are the best food places that they have tried or they'd like others to try in Stone Town. Because like I always love trying new dishes, sort of like trying new places because I'm just a foodie who loves like good ambience places and I love like experiencing new places because all of that excites me so much. So that's it for this video, guys. Until next time, adios.